Your pool water is never just sitting there. Every single day it's making a choice. It's either protecting your pool or it's slowly taking it apart. And here's the tricky part. You can't see it happening, not at first. By the time you notice the damage, the rough plaster, the chalky white crust on your tile, the crumbling grout, the water's already been at it for weeks. But there's good news. There's one number that tells you exactly what your water is up to. It's called the CSI, the Calcium Saturation Index. Now, I'm the pool gal. I've spent over 30 years in this business, and I've built more than 1,000 pools. So trust me when I tell you, once you understand this one number, you stop guessing and you start protecting. So let's break it down together. Simple, clear, no chemistry degree required. This is CSI made easy. So let's start with what CSI actually means. It stands for the Calcium Saturation Index, and all it really tells you is one thing. Is your water hungry? Is it balanced? Or is it overloaded? Here's why that matters. Your pool water always wants to be balanced. It is never satisfied sitting out of balance. So if it doesn't have enough calcium in it, it goes looking for some. And it will pull that calcium right out of your plaster, your grout, and your tile. That's called etching. On the other side, if your water has too much calcium, it can't hold it all. So it dumps the extra out as hard white crust. That's called scaling. CSI is the single number that tells you which direction your water is leaning. Now, a lot of folks get confused because they see two different names. Some tools say CSI, others say LSI, the Langelier Saturation Index. Don't let that trip you up. They are two dialects of the same language. They answer the same question. CSI is just the version tuned for pool water, and that's the one we're using. So what feeds into this number? 6 things, all working together. Your pH, which is how acidic or basic your water is. Your total alkalinity, which is your water's buffer, the thing that keeps your pH steady. Your calcium hardness, which is simply how much calcium is dissolved in your water. Your water temperature. Your total dissolved solids, or TDS, which is everything dissolved in the water, including salt. And your cyanuric acid, or CYA, which is your chlorine stabilizer. Now don't panic. You are not doing this math by hand. Your calculator does all of it. Your only job is to test your water and type the numbers in. Here's the scale, and this is the part worth remembering. Perfectly balanced water sits at 0. Your target is to keep your CSI between negative 0.3 and positive 0.3. Stay in that window and your water is happy. It's not eating your pool and it's not leaving scale behind. Drift below that and your water turns hungry and corrosive. Drift above it and it turns scaling. And here's something important. This damage is not an overnight thing. It builds over weeks and months of your water sitting out of range. That is exactly why checking it matters. Now, of all 6 of those factors, one of them is the big one, and that's pH. pH is your fastest, most powerful lever. A small move in pH swings your CSI more than a big move in anything else. Everything else, your calcium, your alkalinity, has to move a whole lot to make the same difference. So if your number is off and you want to fix it fast, look at pH first. And here's a myth I want to bust right now. When people see scale, they blame their calcium. Usually that's not it. Scale is almost always high pH and warm water pushing your number up. Your calcium is the steady one. pH is the troublemaker. Let's talk about what actually goes wrong, starting with hungry water. That's a low, negative number. Hungry water goes after calcium wherever it can find it. First, it attacks your plaster, your pebble, your quartz, and especially your tile grout. You'll see rough, pitted, chalky surfaces. Then it goes after your metal, your ladders, your rails, and the heart of your heater. That's where the expensive damage hides. And here's the hard truth. Once that water pulls calcium out of your plaster, it does not go back. That damage is permanent. Now the other direction. Overloaded water. That's a high positive number. This is your classic chalky white crust along the tile line, the number one thing pool owners complain about. It can turn your water cloudy because that's calcium falling out of the water. It coats the inside of your heater and chokes your flow. And if you run a salt pool, it scales up the plates in your salt cell and shortens its life. That's a costly one. Here's where it gets personal to your pool, because not every pool plays by the same rules. If you have a plaster, pebble, or quartz pool, your surface is literally made of calcium. Those are the most sensitive pools there are, and you want to keep your calcium in a healthy range to protect that finish. But if you have a fiberglass pool, everything flips. Do not add calcium. Fiberglass has no calcium to protect, and piling it in causes scale and damage to your finish. You manage a fiberglass pool with pH and alkalinity instead. And if you have a vinyl liner pool, you've got no plaster to lose. But the metal behind that liner and in your equipment still needs balanced water. So the same number means something a little different depending on what your pool is made of. That's why one-size-fits-all advice gets people in trouble. Two more things move your number that surprise people. First, temperature. Warm water pushes your number up towards scaling. That's why scale builds fastest in the hottest spots, your heater and your salt cell. Cold water drops your number down toward hungry and corrosive. So the exact same pool that's perfectly balanced in July can turn aggressive in December without you changing a single thing. That's why cold weather pools often need a little more calcium to stay in range. And second, brand new plaster. A fresh plaster pool is shedding calcium as it cures, and it needs balanced water from the moment it's filled to protect that new surface. If you've got a new pool, that first month is the most important water balance of its life. All right, let's put it to work with a real example. Say you've got a 20,000-gallon plaster pool in the summer. You test your water, and here's what you get. A pH of 7.6, total alkalinity at 90, calcium hardness at 350, water temperature at 84 degrees, and cyanuric acid at 40. You go to the calculator, you type those 5 numbers in, and it hands you a CSI sitting right in that happy middle. Green light. Your water is protecting your plaster. Now watch what happens if you let your pH drift up to 8.0 and change nothing else. Your number climbs towards scaling, and you're on your way to that white crust on the tile. Or drop your water temperature down to winter, and that same perfect chemistry slides toward hungry. Same pool, same numbers, just a colder day. That's the whole lesson. You didn't need to understand the formula. You tested, you typed it in, and the calculator told you exactly where you stood. So here are your takeaways. Test your water with a good kit, because a bad test gives you a bad number. Watch your pH first, always, because it's your biggest lever. Don't chase a perfect zero. Just live in that window between negative 0.3 and positive 0.3. Know your surface, because plaster, fiberglass, and vinyl each want something different. And remember the season, because cold water and hot water both move your number. So that's CSI. It's not about chasing a perfect score. It's about keeping your water right in that happy middle. Not hungry enough to eat your plaster, and not overloaded enough to leave scale behind. Test your water. Check the number. Make small adjustments. That's the whole game. And you don't have to run the math in your head. That's exactly what the calculator is for. Punch in your numbers, and it tells you where your water stands and which way to nudge it. So go try it out at pooltoolkit.com. And there you have it. You've just been pool schooled. I'll see you in the next one.